Hi, I hope all is well with you and that you're staying safe. The Vilna Gaon has taught us that one of the primary objectives in our lives is to perfect our midos. In fact, he says that all the mitzvahs that we have were given to us so that each mitzvah can perfect a different midah. And it's a very frustrating and difficult assignment that we have. And I think mainly because when we look in the mirror, we don't really see too many flaws. Human nature is such that when we look in the mirror, we see an individual that if we're healthy, we see an individual who we love, an individual who we see the positive aspects of who we are. And that is healthy, and there's nothing wrong with that. The mistake is, though, we have to be able to also see the flaws. And if there was ever an example that we can have in terms of an individual who perhaps, well, more than perhaps, an individual who just simply lived in two worlds and had midos that were horrendous, yet focused only on his positive midos, and he thought that he was a very righteous individual, and that would be Lot. Lot was a heretic who denied the existence of Hashem and moved to a morally depraved society of Sodom. Yet, being raised in the house of Avram Avinu, he had a midah of hachnosas orchim that was extraordinary. And we see from this week's Parsha how he's sitting outside of Sodom, looking for wayfarers so that he can invite them into his home to spend the night and to give them a meal. How was it possible that you can have an individual who grew up in Avram's home, who was able to absorb that wonderful midah of hachnasas orchim, yet be a heretic? I'm not exactly sure how that happens, but I can tell you one thing. He didn't work on his other midos. He didn't work on his emunah. He didn't work on his bitachon. It's possible to have individuals who can excel in certain midos, but be horrendous in other, perhaps even more important midos. The challenge that we have is to be able to self-examine ourselves, to appreciate what we have, to appreciate what we've accomplished, but to be intellectually honest and to see those areas that need improvement. And sometimes it's difficult for an individual to see their own flaws. So we need, if it be a spouse or a teacher or a good friend who is honest with us, to give us constructive criticism, lovingly in a way that will be accepted, so that we'll understand that perhaps we have a temper, perhaps we're selfish, perhaps we're stingy, perhaps we're impatient, whatever it may be. An individual to point that out, so it's a midah that we can work on. You know, Chazal teach us that when we don't feel well, we're able to go to the doctor. We're able to take medication because we know that we're ill. When a person's midos are ill, he or she doesn't feel it, so they don't work on it. Our job is to do this self-examination, to see where we're standing, to see the areas that need improvement, to appreciate what we've accomplished, to be proud of what we've accomplished, but never to stop improving, never to stop moving in a positive direction. Have a wonderful day and a meaningful Shabbos.